attempting to win the Asian Cup or AFCON with a random team part 4, having made the last 16 in our previous AFCON attempt with South Africa, but then getting outshone by our real-life counterparts. This time, the wheel puts us in the hot seat with Mali, real-life quarter-finalists. Let's see if they can do any better with DG in charge. We start ranked just outside the world top 50. And I have to say, just look at those kits. If we win, I'll buy one. You can get yours too with an affiliate link in the description. As usual, we began our career with some World Cup qualifiers, easily dispatching Comoros and Madagascar, which reminds me my Indian Ocean Island Games file is available to download on Steam right now. Now, as we know from our South Africa attempt, the real AFCON groups are not in the game. So we find ourselves in Group D with Sudan, Gabon and hosts Ivory Coast. Mali, of course, have some pretty decent players. Tottenham's Basuma will be key for us in midfield, partnered with Crystal Palace youngster Doucouré, and Doucouré the Elder, who I'm sure won't mind missing a few games at embattled Everton. I've selected a couple of youngsters as well, such as Salzburg left-back Guindo, and Hartberg's attacking midfielder Sangare. But there would be one surprise addition to the squad. Moussa Dembele, the former Fulham and Celtic player, declaring himself available for selection ahead of the finals. After a poor draw in our warm-up friendly with Burkina Faso, we took on Sudan in the Group D opener, and it was Adama Traoré who opened the scoring. Marega added a second before half-time after great work by Sangare. Sudan, to their credit, kept going and managed to pull a goal back with just over 10 minutes left to play. But it was to be our win, as confirmed by the fancy footwork of Adama Traoré scoring his second of the match. A decent start then as we went into match day 2 against Gabon. A very similar pattern to the first game, the only difference being the opening scorer, Dembele. That was his first in a Mali shirt, but as in the Sudan game, Marega got the second. Nice work from Dembele to set that up. Our opponents then clawed a goal back in the second half. And once again, we replied minutes later to take the 3-1 win thanks to Adama Traoré. So that result meant qualification for the round of 16 with a game to spare. That made our final group stage match a battle with hosts Ivory Coast to take top spot. And despite Dembele cancelling out Wilfried Zaha's opener, we would lose after conceding a penalty converted by Frank Kessie. Second place in the group then, and the last 16 tie with defending champions Senegal. Not the best of starts as we fell behind to a Sadio Mane wonder strike early on, and then from bad to worse as we conceded a penalty. Luckily for us, Diarra was equal to it. We needed to find a way back into the match and got it in the second half as Traoré fired in a low cross for Dembele to tap in. The game went to extra time and we stayed strong as the defending champions flagged Guindo, eventually setting up Haidara after some high pressing. Defying pre-match predictions, we had made it through and would now face Nigeria. This time we got off to the great start, Guindo again with the assist for youngster Sangare. But much as with South Africa in our previous AFCON challenge attempt, Osimhen picked us apart, capitalising on defensive errors to put the Super Eagles 2-1 up. We wanted to make a game of it, however, and responded in first half stoppage time, a 1-2 between Sangare and Dembele producing an equaliser. This game also went to extra time and we again remained the stronger team, Sangare completing an amazing hat-trick to send us into the semi-finals, where we would have to continue to do this the hard way as we faced Egypt. Much as happened with Senegal, we fell behind to a fine strike in the first 15 minutes. But just like that Senegal game, we mounted a comeback, Sangare involved as another Guindo cross led to a Dembele tap-in special. In the second half, Dembele turned provider, flicking on for Sangare to score yet again. That would be enough to make it to the final, where we would once again face Ivory Coast. So, we've made it to the final. Let's do this as a live com. Okay, so here we are ready for the AFCON final. But the big news is, unfortunately, Adama Traoré is out injured. He's out for 4 weeks with a twisted ankle, so we're going to have to do this without him. All right, so here we go. It's the AFCON final. Mali taking on real-life winners, of course, Ivory Coast. Let's see if we can get this win here, but we're starting off with an Ivory Coast highlight. Or is this going to turn into a Mali counter-attack? Possibly not. All right, we've got to ride out the early pressure, of course. As the home team, they'll be going for it. They've already got the winner. No way, that's a penalty. Come on. Come on. No way. But it's been given. But I don't think that was even in the box. And I don't think it was a foul either. Ivory Coast have got the lead. We've given away an early penalty again. All right, 15 minutes in now. We're looking for the equaliser. Guindo plays it in. Guindo's provided so many goals for us. Oh, that was so close. Saved by the keeper. And now we've got to watch out for the counter from Ivory Coast. It's Zaha again, who scored against us in the group stage, of course. We're trying to work some trickery. Hopefully we can hold this off and then get another chance. Well, maybe we can straight away. Straight into another highlight. Guindo, but he gets dispossessed. Are we going to see that Ivory Coast counter this time? Well, here we go. Sakho's bringing the ball forward. Come on, let's get this. Come on. There's just getting too many men in front of the ball, or behind the ball, rather, and we're struggling to break them down at the moment. But we survive, and now we've got a chance to equalise. Oh, and we've done it. We've done it. Somehow that went in. Somehow that went in. It's an own goal from Ndika. Oh, dearie me. Poor guy. Poor guy. He's fluffed his lines on the biggest stage. We got the header in. I think the keeper saved it, and it just bounced off the defender. We'll take it. But the half's not over yet. Just over a minute to play. Ivory Coast looking to reassert their lead. Good save there. Safe hands from the keeper. Now, if we can get to half-time at 1-1, perfect. That's what we needed. Into the dressing room. I'm going to tell the boys that, they're doing well. Everybody's confident. Get out there for the second half. We've got to look for a little bit more from Dembele there. But, I think we can get it in the second half. All right, first highlight of the second half here. We were in a good position there, but we've given the ball away. And now we've got to watch out. Ivory Coast coming at us. The shot goes wide, though. 15 minutes to play. Is this one going to go to extra time? Or is there going to be a late twist here to settle this inside the 90? We're into stoppage time. I was just about to say it looks like extra time is coming, but here could be that late twist. It should be 0-0 really, because it was never a penalty and it was a comedy own goal as an equaliser. But we just got to make sure we don't do anything stupid here. But okay, good. It's come through. Dembele plays it through to Dante. Dante had the chance to win it. He's the guy who came in for Traore, but he missed, and it is going to be extra time for us for the third time in this tournament. Okay, it was a tough call because Sangari's been great throughout the tournament, but he was absolutely shattered. He was on a 6.3. He was looking nervous, so I've taken him off. We brought on the experience of Doucouré. Hopefully that's going to see us through this extra time period. Now, we've won it in extra time against Senegal and Nigeria because we just didn't stop. We didn't give up running, but here we've given away the ball. And Zaha scores. Oh, no. So one last throw of the dice. We've brought on Kyoto just to have some fresh legs up front, maybe some pace. We've gone attacking and shoot on sight, but looks like we may have left ourselves exposed. Ivory Coast looking to seal it here. Thankfully, that header goes woefully wide. Let's get a fire-up shout out there. We've only got a few minutes to go. 5 minutes to rescue this, to try and force that penalty shootout and win. And, Doucouré, I thought he was going to score there, but he's missed again. We had that miss in stoppage time at the end of normal time, and we've had a miss late in extra time here. And those are the things that ultimately cost us, as we have to watch Ivory Coast lift the trophy instead. I do think that's something that should be added to the game. When you've lost a final, you should watch your team with their heads down and their shoulders and all their negative body language come and get their runners-up medals instead of having to watch the winning team gloat. So it was a good run, but ultimately we fell at the last hurdle. Ivory Coast win, as they did in real life. We still haven't completed the challenge. But check out the next video to find out who we attempt it with next.